Hello, this is Dr. Dawn Michael, your politically incorrect sex counselor, bringing you information that you may not hear anywhere else. So, today I'm going to talk about some of the myths about sex in marriage and dispel some of those things that are said that are not true that make people not want to get married or think that sex in marriage somehow is non existent or it's not exciting. Those are myths, and we're going to talk about the facts. So, myth number one is that single people or people who are maybe not in a committed relationship have more sex than married people. Well, the fact is that single people have way less sex than married people do. On average, a single person may have sex. It could be every couple months. It could even be every couple of years. In your average married relationship, couples are having sex anywhere from 3 times a week, once a week, a couple times a month, which is certainly much more than somebody that is single. So, on average, people that are married are having way more sex. Myth number two is that sex is not great when you're married. Well, again, that's a myth because think about it. If you're single or not in a committed relationship or you don't really know the person, you don't know how to turn them on and they don't know how to turn you on because every body is different. And so what might work with one person may necessarily not work with another person. And if you don't know their body and how it functions, then you're really not getting the pleasure that you would want or able to give them the pleasure that makes them feel good. When you're married, you do get to know each other's bodies. You do get to know each other's turn ons, and you can also talk about what you like and you don't like because in the morning when you wake up, they're there. They're going to be there the next day, the next week, the next year. They're not going anywhere. So the two of you can improve upon your sex life and make it fun, make it exciting, and get to know one another. And the other part of that, which is so important, is the mental aspect and the emotional connection. So when you have married sex, you have different levels of sex because you're having an emotional connection with that person. You're having a mental connection with that person. And it's something that the two of you share, and it makes the experience all that more connected and deeper because you feel close to one another. The body releases powerful hormones when you have sex. When you're single, you don't share that. You know, the person can leave, or you may not really know them. Mentally, you don't know how they're feeling. It could even be a situation that is very uncomfortable after you have sex because you've just shared each other's bodies, but you don't know anything about that person. And you may not want to see them again, or maybe you do want to see them again. But the fact is, there's no commitment there, there's no expectation. And when you're married, you have that. So you have that closeness, that bond. And oftentimes, after people have sex, especially when they're married, things that bother them in their marriage don't bother them as much. So they really can now have this closeness that they share together, the good feeling, the ability that they were to please one another sexually. All of that makes for so much better sex. Another myth, or something that people probably do realize, is when you're married, you don't have to worry about giving one another a venereal disease or even an infection. You know the cleanliness of the person that you're with. You know their background, who they've slept with, if they've had any past issues, any type of diseases. You know all that information. And so you don't really have to worry about it. If you're single, you don't know that information. You don't know where that person has been. You don't know if they have any type of diseases. Um, there's just no information there. And many people don't feel comfortable asking that because they don't know each other. Even in relationships where you don't have a commitment, maybe you're friends with benefits, they're still not asking those important questions about past relationships or if they have any type of diseases or anything. And that's something that married people just don't have to worry about. The other thing is knowing that the person is going to be there. And this is a big deal, because if you're single and let's say that you got hurt or something happened to you and you're not able to get back up and get out there in the single world and maybe have sex again. When you're married, you go through these things together. And that's what makes marriages stronger sometimes, or going through the harder times and coming out of it and still staying together. Many couples have reported an even deeper connection, and once you have that, the sex is even better. So there's really different levels to sexual experience that you can have with somebody that you've been with and that you know, and you can achieve a deeper emotional connection along with the sexual part. And that is really amazing. That is something to look forward to when you're married. It's something to um, even to be proud of, that the two of you have been open enough to share each other's minds, bodies, fantasies, and that you work through things together. And that's what makes the sexual experience that much better. So I just wanted to bring you some positive, happy news on marriage, and that it can be wonderful, and not to listen to all the negative stuff out there, but take two sides of the coin and make a decision for yourself. Because there are people out there that maybe want to get married, but this is one of the things that scares them, or perhaps they're newlyweds and they need that extra little a bit of information to know that it's good to talk about sex with your spouse in a positive way. I always like to say, if you're with the person that you love, instead of saying that you don't like something, always try to say what you do like. Because if you put a positive perspective on sex and you say, oh, that really felt good, or I want to do that again with you, or you're so beautiful, or you're so handsome. Those are all ways to make the sexual experience better, rather than doing the other way of, oh no, I don't like this doesn't feel good. That kind of takes the loving feeling away. So always look at things from a positive perspective. And if you want more of something, tell that person that you like it, that you enjoy it, and how to make you feel better. And that's one wonderful thing that married couples can do. They have the ability to really have that connection and that friendship, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. All right, so if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up, share my video, subscribe to my channel, and leave your comment. As you know, I believe everyone deserves to have a healthy sex life, and so do you.